Next topic is the Chandelas. The Chandelas was a powerful dynasty of North India during the early medieval period. So during the early medieval period, the Chandelas were the most powerful dynasty of North India. They ruled over central India from the 9th century to the 13th century. So the duration of the Chandelas were from the 9th century to the 13th century. Their first capital was Khajuraho, the famous temple town. Later, the capital was shifted to Mohatsava Nagar or Mahoba. They are regarded as one of the lunar dynasties. Okay, so their first capital was Khajuraho. Okay, and it was the famous temple town. Later on, the capital was shifted from Khajuraho to Mohatsava Nagar or Mahoba. And the Chandelas were one of the or you can say they belong to the lunar dynasties. The kingdoms of the Chandelas of Khajuraho was a part of the large empire of Gujarat Pratiharas. Okay, so the Chandelas were belong to the large empire of the Gujara Pratiharas. The founder of the Chandela dynasty, Nanuk, was the ruler of a small kingdom. So, who is the founder of the Chandela dynasty? It was Nanuk. According to inscription, he was the chief of his clan in the first quarter of the 9th century. So, he was the chief of his clan, that means of his Gotra, in the first quarter of the 9th century. He was succeeded by his son Vakapati, a contemporary of the Pratihara ruler Mihir Bhoja. So first the you can see the founder of the Chandela dynasty was Nanuk, and he was succeeded by his son known as Vatapati. Vakapati. Jai Shakti and Vijay Shakti, the two sons of the Vakapti or Vakapati, succeeded him one after the other. So after Vakapati, his two sons had succeeded him respectively. Both the princes were strong and valorous and annexed considerable territories in their kingdom. So both the you can say the prince, that is Jai Shakti and Vijay Shakti, they were very you can say very strong prince, and they were able to capture as number of territories in their kingdom. Jai Shakti, the elder brother who ruled first, was also known as Jaijak, and from this name, the region ruled by the Chandelas acquired the name of Jaijik Bhukti. Okay, so the first, the son of the Vakat party was the Jai Shakti, and he was the person who ruled the Chandelas dynasty, and he was also known as Jaijak. Okay, and due to his other name, you can say the region of the Chandelas were also named as Jaijak Bhukti. Rahil and Harshdev, the successor of Vijay Shakti, further consolidated the Chandela dynasty. So after the Vijay Shakti, his son, that is Rahil and Harshdev, look after the Chandela kingdom. Yashovarman, the son of Harsdev, was probably the most powerful among the early Chandela kings. So, Yashno, Yashovarman, okay. Yashovarman was the son of the Harsdev, and he was one of the most powerful early Chandela king. During those time, he proclaimed himself as an independent king and annexed large areas of Rashtrakuta kingdom. So he proclaimed him as the independent king, and he had captured as number of, or you can say large number of areas of the Rashtrakuta kingdom. He also captured Kalinjar. The frontier of his kingdom extended from the banks of the Yamuna in the north. So these are his territories. Okay, so it started from the banks of the Yamuna in the north to the border of the Malwa in the south. So these regions were captured by the Yashovarman. During his reign, Chandelas became a powerful a strong political power in north and central India. He is also credited with having constructed the magnificent Lakshmana temple. So during his reign, Chandelas became the very strong political power in the, especially in the north and the central India, and he is also given credit for the construction of the magnificent temple known as Lakshmana Temple. Yashovarman was succeeded by a line of other mighty rulers including Dhanga, Gand, and Videdhar. During the reign of Dhanga, Kalinjar acquired great importance and was regarded as the second capital of the kingdom after Khajuraho. Okay, so during the reign of the Dhanga, Kalinja was acquired, that means captured, and it was very important, and it was referred as the second capital of their kingdom after the Khajuraho. Dhanga assumed the title of Maharaja Dhiraj Kalinjaradipati, Lord of Kalinjar. So he had assumed the title of Maharaja Dhiraja Kalinjarapati. He also he was also a great patron of art and learning, in addition to being a great ruler and a great conqueror. So he was not only a great ruler and a great conqueror, that means captured as number of territories in his area, but he was also addicted for the art and learning. He built two of the most important temples, that is Vishwanath and Paraswanath temple. So it was built by whom? It was built by Dhanga. Parmardidev, the last important king of this dynasty, is known in his history for his conflict with the Chauhan king Prithviraj Chauhan. So who was the last king of the Chandelas? Were the Parmardidev. Okay, the battle between them ended in the defeat of Parmadidev. So he had fought with the Prithviraj Chauhan and he was defeated. It marked the gradual decline of the Chandela power. Okay, so when he was defeated by the Prithviraj Chauhan, the Chandela dynasty was come to an end. In 1202, Kalinjar, along with the territories ruled by the Chandelas, was annexed by the Turkish ruler of Delhi. So whatever the areas which were captured by the Chandelas, it was almost covered or almost ruled by the, or you can say the places, especially the Kalinjar places and its surroundings, were ruled by the Turkish ruler of Delhi. The outstanding contribution of the Chandelas was to build the famous temple, that is a town of Khajuraho, between the mid 18th and mid 11th century. So the outstanding, what are the contribution of Chandela dynasty in our Indian history? So they have made different types of temples or town of Khajuraho, especially between the mid 10th and 18th and mid 11th century. The temples provided a rare and striking example of North India temple architecture in these areas. So the different types of North Indian temples architecture is shown in this temple. The Chandelas have left a number of other inscriptions. They are known to have endo a large number of Jain and Hindu temples. So we can see that they have also learned, or they also have a knowledge about the Jainism and Hinduism, and they have made different types of Jain and Hindu temples during their period.